You're watching the ANEC Sports Podcast on YouTube. The show starts right now. Welcome to episode 3 of the ANEC Sports Podcast. My name is Sam Frick, founder and editor at Around the Northeast Corner. And it's a beautiful Sunday evening, August 4th, 2024. This is being recorded at 5:26 p.m. at the time of this recording. And we got a nice lineup of content to share with you this week. Later in the show, I will be interviewing 3 student athletes representing their respective schools in the ANEC coverage. First off, I will speak with the junior from Westview, Noah Bontrager. Noah is a sensational athlete, participating in cross country and track and field for the Westview Warriors. He's getting a lot of attention locally, but also nationally as well. He's a guy to definitely keep an eye out in the future. The second guest on the show will be the senior from Fremont High School, Claire Foulk. Claire will be the starting setter in her senior season on the volleyball team, who is coming off their most successful season in a quarter of a century, coming up just one match shy of winning their first sectional championship in many decades. And the final guest on the show will be the senior tight end and linebacker from the Leo Lions, Schott. Brock, one of the most talented athletes to ever represent the Leo Lions. He's gaining not only attention across the state of Indiana, but also getting a ton of interest from Power 5 schools, particularly with Miami, Florida, to which last we checked is a commit to the Miami Hurricanes out of Miami, Florida in the ACC. But no matter what happens from here on out for Brock, he has a promising future at the Nets level, as he's likely going to be one of the most hyped up prospects in his position, in his class, in the entire country. He's got NFL potential if he puts his mind to it. Before we get to our guests, it's time to discuss the talk around the corner. And first off, before we discuss anything else on this segment, we do want to mention briefly about the New Haven football position. We've been made aware this past week that Vance Shear will be entering the season as the interim head coach for the New Haven Bulldogs. And so right there is a position filled, and obviously Vance is familiar with this program. He's been a part of the program for a long time now. And now Vance will be taking over the interim duties for the football program as they enter the 2024 season. Obviously, for us Around the Northeast Corner, we wish them the best as they kick off a brand new season. Girls golf news. Girls golf's going to begin regular season action across the state of Indiana tomorrow. But there was one vacancy that was kind of left out there before this past week, and Fairfield was able to find their new girls golf coach before their season starts for the program, as Amanda Kritzman is the new head girls golf coach for the Fairfield Falcons. There's been some positive reception for her. Obviously, a lot of positive reception for Coach Kritzman from the Fairfield supporters, and Fairfield should be one of the main contenders still for the Northeast Corner Conference for girls golf. But when we talk about that sport in the NECC, Fremont is certainly going to be favored once again in the NECC, despite losing some talent to graduation from the previous season. Some other news we've heard regarding commits. Westview star pitcher Matt Engel announced that he is verbally committed to continue his baseball career at Huntington University. Matt Engel is the star pitcher for the Westview Warriors, had a tremendous junior season, leading Westview to an appearance in semi-state for the second consecutive season. Also, some news regarding baseball. Luke McDonald out of Leo announced he is verbally committed to continue his baseball career at Taylor University. Luke had a breakout season for the Leo Lions, who had a competitive regular season, but unfortunately came up short in the sectional, a wide open sectional nonetheless, as they fell to Concordia in extra innings. And then lastly, some news regarding girls golf preseason polls. Earlier this week, we found out about the state releasing their preseason polls for girls golf. And while there are a lot of schools from Indianapolis area getting a lot of recognition, a couple Fort Wayne schools got some recognition as well. Carroll ranked 9th in the state. Northridge out of Elkhart ranked 11th. Penn and Homestead tied for 12th. But notably at ANEC Sports, DeKalb, who had a very successful season last year representing the Northeast 8, DeKalb is ranked 17th in the cumulative preseason polls for girls golf. The state only does one preseason poll for girls golf because there are no class tournaments in this sport. So DeKalb is one of the 20 best programs in all of Indiana for girls golf. So tomorrow, all the other fall sports will get started with their practices, although football will only do non-contact tomorrow, and then they will begin their full practice with full pads and whatnot on August 8th. And so without further ado, let's get to our interviews. I'm here with the junior sensation out of Westview High School, Noah Bontrager. Noah participates in cross country and track and field for the Westview Warriors, and he's had a sensational career up to this point with just 2 years to go. Noah, how are you doing so far?
I'm doing great. I've just been doing summer mileage and been feeling good, ready for the season.
You bet. Let's talk about your career up to this point. What got you into cross country and track and field? That all start.
Um, I think for me, it was just like my dad was a runner and he helped push me, and I think like I've always looked up to some of the runners at our high school, and I think they really influenced me to go into this running career. And I think it's been really I think I help inspire the next generation to become better and better than before.
Oh yeah, for sure. Looking, when I was preparing for this interview, looking at your career at this point, you've broke a lot of records at Westview. You broke some sectional records, I believe. Just last spring, you broke one of the sectional records at your sectional, and you've been to the state finals your past 2 years, both cross country and track and field. You actually placed in the top 5 in the entire state in track and field for the 3200, right near the top 10 cross country. And then just last June, you was ranked 11th in the entire national spotlight in Philadelphia, breaking your own record by, I believe, 25 seconds. Did I hear that right?
Yeah, you heard that right.
Talk about that experience. Like, what's more memorable to you, participating in those state finals, or being in Philadelphia and getting your name out there on the big stage?
I think it's been the big stage. Like I've been I've been looking at other people perform well, and I think it was just my turn to step up and go into that moment and getting a big PR on the track.
What does that off season look like for you? No, for you as the athlete at Westview, because it's obviously it takes a lot of training, a lot of work to perfect your skills and be able to prepare yourself at that level. So, what does that off season look like for you?
So the off season looks like I I do some swimming, I do some biking. I did a triathlon this summer, and it really helps like build cardio and keeps me fit over the summer. And then I keep on doing miles on top of that, so then I can keep my running fitness. And then I also take 2 weeks off during the summer, just so then I can regroup just mentally and physically. And I think it helps me go throughout the season and last all season.
Who's your biggest influence growing up to helping you become the individual you are?
I believe it was Isaiah Sturry. He he's really inspired me with like his junior and senior years of high school, just being a breakout athlete and just like going out there, winning a bunch of stuff, and just being a really nice person in general. That's what I want to be to the next generation, a good guy, as in the guy who is nice to people. And I think we need more of that, and Isaiah was that to me.
And Isaiah's story also was well represented going to the state finals multiple times at Angola, mainly for cross country. He's also participating as on a Power Five school. I believe he went back to Notre Dame just recently. There's been some recognition in the Chusitso area going at the international stage. We had one just recently from DeKalb doing it for, I believe it was discus in the Tokyo Olympics. We have seen Huntington North's Addie Wiley participating, trying to make a spot in the Olympics, and she came up just short. Have you watched the Olympics at all so far? And does this even drive you even further about what your career could look like beyond high school?
Yeah, I've been watching the Olympics. Me and my dad, our family, we've just been watching the Olympics 24/7, and like the 1500 with Josh Kerr, Cole Hawker, even he's from Indiana, and Yared Nuguse. I think those guys are really inspirational and bringing up the next generation in good hands.
Yeah. And by the way, just recently the 100-meter sprints, seeing Lyles, Noah
Yeah.
Lyles winning the thing by 5,000th of a second. So it just shows you just how exciting the international stage is and how difficult it is to participate in that stage.
Yeah. I think it's like really, really cool that two Americans even got medals in the 100-meter dash. It was normally like Jamaica with Johan Blake and Usain Bolt, but now I think it's switching over to USA. And Noah Lyles and Fred Curley, they did just that.
Yeah, the first gold for that event for Team USA in 20 years. So this is quite a ways for a lot of us. I was probably only 7 years old the last time that happened. So it's definitely changing and it's moving the right direction for Team USA track and field. Let's talk about Westview. We don't want to get too far ahead here. Let's talk about your junior season at Westview. What's the excitement like for you and for your teammates on this program as you get ready for another season of cross country, and talk about some of the differences between cross country and track and maybe even some challenges of the two?
Yeah, so I'm really excited about this junior year because it's another stepping stone and I can just build and build off of freshman and sophomore year, learning more and more. And I think the difference between cross and track is like it takes guts to go uphill and it takes guts to go uphills fast. And track, it's more of a consistent pace. You have to stay on these times so then you get what you want. And you have to go with others too. And it's all about positioning during track.
How has the Westview community been with you in terms of the reception of you and your family so far?
Yeah, I think the community's been really supportive, like everyone helping out as much as they can and like seeing just stuff on Instagram, just it helps a lot and it helps me see how many people I can impact.
Do you have a goals set in mind every year, or does it just come as it goes?
Yeah, so we just had cross country camp this last week, and me and my coach, which is my dad, we make goals every year with every one of our teammates. And one of my goals was this year was either to get top three in state or win state. And I think it's really achievable this year if I go off of the training and if I have a good day that day. If I have a bad day, it's okay. Everyone has their bad days. and that day might be for me, it might not be for me.
Last question from me, and I know you're only a junior, so you got a little ways to go here. But when it's all said and done, and you're done with high school, and it's going to be obviously you have 2 years left for you. How do you want to be remembered at Westview in this area that I hope you can take with you past high school?
Yeah, I want to be remembered as the athlete who cares about the people at their school and helping their community and other communities around it. And I really want to spread all the kindness that I can. So then people see that and recognize what kindness is, and maybe they'll do that themselves.
Noah, any final thoughts before I let you go? It's been a great talk.
Yeah, it's been a great talk. I think this is gonna be good, like doing YouTube for podcasts. I think this is really great what you're doing, and I appreciate what you're doing here.
All right, Noah, thank you, and good luck on your junior season.
Yeah, thank you.
I am here with the senior four-sport athlete. Yes, you heard it right. Four-sport athlete at Fremont High School, Claire Foulk, who's entering her senior year as the starting setter for the Fremont volleyball team. Claire, how are we doing here?
I'm good.
Awesome. Claire, let's just go right to it. For the first question. What got you involved in the volleyball, and just how has the offseason been for your team?
I started volleyball very young and I loved it immediately. I didn't play it as much as my other sports, so I think that's kind of why I liked it better. But I put in a lot of work in the off season. Our whole team has lots of weights and open gyms throughout the summer to get us ready, and I think it's going to be an exciting season.
It sure looks like it. Last season, your program went 18-11, in which just, what was it, 5 years ago, it was a 2018 season. This program won just 4 matches in 2018.
Mhm.
Last season was 18, the most successful season for the program since 1999. Your team came up just short of winning a sectional championship. How much did that season meant for the program as you look to build off of that season and hope that maybe this season maybe just as good, if not better?
I think it meant a lot to us. We finally felt like we were kind of working together and figuring out how to make it work with our rotation, with the girls and everything. And it felt good, finally feeling like our hard work had paid off in the years past. And honestly, I contribute a lot of it to our coach. She was amazing. And I think she really just knew our potential and she believed in us. And that's why we were so much better.
And yes, Megan has been a tremendous coach for your team entering this season. Claire, you're a four-sport athlete. You play volleyball. You played on the basketball team. You won sectionals just this past season. You played two sports in the spring last time I checked, in softball and
Mhm.
track and field. Which sport do you like the most, or you just like them all the same?
I think volleyball is up there, but I love all of them.
I see. So when you're the setter on the volleyball team, what's the thing you like the most? The fact you made the nice sets, or the fact your teammate got the kill?
I think definitely my teammate. I love getting to celebrate with them afterwards. Like, it's just so exciting and everybody's out there yelling and screaming and it's just a great atmosphere to be around and I love it.
Mhm. Now, Claire, you're obviously an excellent student in the classroom as well. I believe I've been told you had a GPA over 4, which
Mhm.
for the viewers, that's over an A average. So that's obviously great for you as an individual. You are in a family of athletes. I know you've had your older sister playing volleyball. You have your brother who just graduated. He had a nice career at Fremont playing baseball, football, and basketball at points or another. How much did your siblings influence you as an individual?
They definitely influenced me a lot, especially younger, seeing that they were doing all the sports. I was like, oh, like it's kind of cool. I want to do that too. But then always seeing them go to workouts and open gyms, like it really pushed me and made me want to be better. Even going outside in the yard and doing stuff with me definitely made me a better athlete today.
Looking at the team as a whole, obviously you're a senior. You have another senior by the name of Addie Parr who does just a little bit, does just as much about everything for Fremont High School. And a school as small as Fremont, smallest school in the NECC, you need a lot of athletes that can play multiple sports. Obviously, you got to fill that hole in the middle in Paige Baker, but it seems like you got some players there that can fill that nicely. You got a lot of experience from last season. You got some kids coming up that seem like they got some confidence and a little bit of development of their talent. Just kind of talk about the camaraderie of the team and just how special that bond is.
Yeah, so losing Paige will be it's a little heartbreaking. We all loved her, but I think we definitely have girls that can step up and fill her shoes. You know, Addie was our second in kills last year, so that'll be great having her on the outside again this year. But, you know, we have five seniors, and so our chemistry out there on the court is amazing, which maybe some schools can't say. We've all played with each other since sixth grade. So using that to our abilities will be great, but just knowing that we have older girls that can help the younger girls will be great for our team and build our program.
As I mentioned, Fremont is the smallest school in the NECC, so you obviously are going to play a lot of. If you play a lot of sports, you're going to be playing a lot of your teammates throughout the course of the year. As an athlete and a student at Fremont, what does it mean to be a Fremont Eagle? And for those that don't understand that.
Being at Fremont, the town and the school and everybody around you, it feels like one big family. We are smaller, so everybody knows everybody. And it's just so cool going to games and seeing our community always show up at the games, you know, at our home crowds, filling the stands, no matter what sport or what game is going on. It's just a feeling of love and family, and it feels so supportive seeing everybody out there on the bleachers. But being a Fremont Eagle is amazing, and I love that I get to go to Fremont, and it's just a very loving atmosphere.
I would probably agree with that with Fremont as well. Me being someone that went to a small school myself, I kind of get that. Looking ahead to this coming season for Fremont Volleyball, this is a program that has many goals to achieve that you hope to strive for this coming season. Last conference championship in 1995, trying to win the first ever sectional championship, as I mentioned earlier, came up just short against Cherubusco. And you play in a sectional with basically your entire NECC competition in that sectional. What other goals do you have in mind as you look to make this senior season as special as possible for you and your teammates?
As a team, obviously winning that sectional, the first ever in Fremont history for volleyball, would be absolutely amazing. Um, I think as a team, we always talk about, you know, controlling the game. So not necessarily like our record or the wins or losses or anything like that, but controlling the game and doing our part and just having a being exciting out there on the court, bringing the energy and just having a fun season.
Final question from me, as this has been a great interview having you talking, representing the Fremont volleyball program. How do you want to make your senior year special? It may not be just sports, but how do you want the senior year to be for you as you end your chapter of your life?
I want it to be really exciting. I'm involved in a lot of things throughout the school, so I hope that underclassmen can look up to me and be able to see what I'm doing, and I hope that I'm somebody that they can come and talk to for anything, and I hope just to for people to look back and see me as somebody that was encouraging and exciting and always put their fullest into everything and worked hard throughout all their stuff and just enjoyed their high school years.
Actually, I have one more question. It just popped to me the last minute. Most memorable moments so far for you?
Ooh. Do you mean in sports or just in high school?
You can do both, but I think sports was my first option.
Okay. Probably my freshman year when we were sitting in the locker room before a home volleyball match, and Jada and Paige, if you remember, Jada Roanhouse and Paige Baker were sitting there and they were eating their subs, and Paige asked Jada to throw her sub, and so Jada actually threw it like a football, and it went all over the locker room, all over the floor, and everything, and we all just started dying laughing.
That's a nice memory right there. Claire, any final thoughts before we let you go?
Nope.
I'm here with the senior standout on the Leo Lions football team, Brock Schott, a tight end on offense and a menace and an intimidating presence on defense. Brock Schott. Brock, how are we doing?
I'm doing pretty good today.
Awesome. Brock, let's talk about your background in football. When did you start playing football, and what got you to love the sport so much?
I mean, I started playing I've flag football ever since kindergarten. I mean, I think love for football kind of started. I mean, my dad played college football, so I kind of grew up watching football. As I got older, we just watched games in the basement, throw the ball around. That just kind of created my passion for the game. Just really started at a young age, just watching football on the TV, learning from my dad.
You're also in a family of athletes yourself. Haley Schott was another one that had a nice career at Leo and playing softball and basketball. So I'm sure Haley's one that you look up to sometimes as an athlete.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely.
Let's talk about last season for this Leo program. This was a program that was just knocking on the door of greatness in terms of the postseason. And then last season, your team went 11-3. You shared the conference with East Noble, New Haven. You won your first sectional in 12 years, for the program. Made it all the way to semi-state. Take me through how that run was for your program.
I mean, it was really fun. I mean, it started with the leadership with the seniors. I mean, they did a really good job coming in, especially after we kind of started the season off a little shaky. You know, the loss to New Haven really hurt us a little bit. That stung a lot. So kind of after that game, the seniors just kind of took over the team, just made sure everyone was working every day, every practice, just getting better every day. And they just led the team, just early leads to victory. It was really fun. Just a really fun journey that last year.
You are a commit to Miami, Florida. You've had Power 5 schools just coming to you left and right. I'm sure it was stressful for you to make this decision. What was that process like, and what made Miami such a choice for you?
I mean, it was a really fun process. Obviously, I'm very blessed to be in the position I am. I mean, Miami was just a school that they're always just been an interesting school to me. And getting down there, you just be able to see the campus. I mean, Miami was people think of Miami, they think of the big city, kind of fast life. But really, when you get down there, you see the campus. It's really not like that at all. I mean, it's just kind of away from the city. It's in Coral Gables, so it's kind of a calm, quiet area. It's a private school. There's not many students. And then just the coaching staff. I love the coaching staff. I mean, they showed how much they wanted me. They just call me every week, checking in on me and seeing whatever they can do to me to just get me there. I mean, that really stuck out to me a lot.
It's also a football crazed community. It's a history of success for this Miami program that I think they won a national championship at one point. So definitely a lot of fanatics with this program. And you're definitely going into a very fun environment, certainly when you made this decision.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It'll be fun for sure.
Brock, talking about you in terms of the individual, what position do you like to play on offense or defense? Offensive tight end or as defensive end? I've always argued you're probably even better on defense.
Yeah, I mean, I probably think I like offense a little more. I mean, just because growing up, I primarily played offense. I didn't really start playing defense until my sophomore year. But I mean, every year it seems like I like defense a little more. So I don't know. We'll see by the end of this year which one I like more.
Whatever can get you the best memories, I guess, so possible.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about this coming season. Obviously, you have some pieces to fill. Kyler Decker graduated. You have some holes to fill in the backfield. Darius Carter had a nice season in that backfield, and you had Camden Zeislov and on defense. But you got yourself and you got your classmates that are more than capable of replicating that success. How does that run from last season motivate you even further to do it again?
I mean, we just know the whole community is going to be counting on us again. I mean, there's obviously a lot of high expectations of picking off where we left from last year. I mean, we lost a lot of key players, and you mentioned, Caden Hurst, Cam Zeislov, Aiden Mons, and D'Arius, so pretty much all of our running backs that played last year. So all the younger guys know, with the seniors, we're just kind of getting everybody ready, making sure the younger guys are ready to go. You gotta fill in your role, you gotta do your job, and everyone's got to have their own role, and it just starts with the leadership of the team. And we're just trying to get mentally prepared for the season ahead.
Caden Hurst was one that had a big season last year for Leo as wide receiver and doing on the special teams as a returner. And now he's going to be playing college football at Ohio, as you know. Talk about this group of guys that are still here this year with this group coming into this season, and maybe who are some guys that maybe you're excited about potentially.
I know I'm really excited to see what our backfield can do. Rashad Bingham and Nate Foster. They're two backs that I think could both make some big plays and have a big impact on us. And I'm excited to see just what the offense is going to look like this year. I mean, I think Landon Hebner will be a big contributor. I think we'll be able to use his speed a lot more this year. We kind of had that with Caden last year, but Landon might be a little bit faster, so we'll kind of see where he stacks up in the offense. And then just kind of the new O-line. There's a lot of new O-linemen coming in, so this is going to be a journey to see how they stack up and see who's starting by the start of the season.
For Leo fans hearing that, that's definitely going to be exciting because Landon's got an elite speed. He's got some nice hands, and he's definitely an athletic kid as he's going to be committed to Army University after his time at Leo. Brock, you being the student athlete at Leo High School, what does it mean to be a part of this community at Leo? It's in Allen County, but it's a much smaller community than compared to the folks in the SAC. Talk about that bondage at the bond at Leo.
I mean, it's really special, I think. I mean, Leo's a very small community, so it's like you go to the Friday night games for like the whole town is there watching and supporting you guys. There's obviously a lot of support. So I mean, it just starts with the community. I mean, they support us throughout the season, like ups and downs. They're always there. We're always there to count on them. And I mean, I know it's a smaller like area, but I mean, they do a really good job supporting us, and it's a really special environment to be able to play in.
I would probably agree with them, given my experience with how Leo fans have supported the kids. Looking at this coming season, you open the season at Bishop Lures, a team that just won a state championship the previous season. Lures field a field with a lot of history. Bishop Lures has won the most state championships in the history of IHSAA football. What's the excitement like getting to play an SAC opponent for that first week of the season, playing against Bishop Lures, and just what's the feeling like given your impressions with Bishop Lures?
I mean, I know we're really excited to play Bishop Lures. We always like playing SAC teams, like NEA versus SAC. It's always just interesting to see how the two different conferences stack up. I mean, Lures is going to be a really good team. Obviously, they're coming off a state champion. So, I mean, they're going to be a pretty good team. They're returning a lot of players. Obviously, coming back from a state championship, like I said. I mean, we're just really excited to play against them. We think it'll be a good matchup and definitely a great game to open the season up.
As you look towards the season as a whole, we don't want to look too far ahead. All right, we are back on. We had some technical difficulties during this interview. So, for your team to have a successful season, what does your team need to continue to do better or continue to do well?
I think we just need to continue to lead the underclassmen who are just stepping into play for the first time. I mean, we just got to make sure they're calm and controlled. I mean, especially the quarterback, like Grayson Escara, being a new quarterback, he's going to be nervous, got some jitters. They're all going to be pretty nervous. Just got to lead them, make sure they're ready. We just got to prepare them well for the season.
Talk about your relationship with the coaches, and particularly with Jason Dorfler. Jason has a rich history of football, and particularly with his family. What is that chemistry like with the coach?
I mean, it's really good. I mean, he's a coach that like the players can go to. We can just talk football. I mean, he's just like outside of football. I think he's just a really cool guy to be around. I mean, he really knows what he's talking about. So that I know all the players love him, and he gets honest when we need it. I mean, he's a great coach. He's a great at developing football players for sure.
Final question from me: as you prepare for your senior year at Leo, how do you want to make the most of your senior year?
I mean, I'm just gonna try to do it to see what we did last year. Just trying to get back to where we were. I mean, just kind of lead the team as far as we can go deep in the playoff. The deep playoff run would be super special again. Just meet all my goals I have for myself and just have as much fun as I can with my friends the last time playing football in high school.
Probably a good way to put a bow on this interview. And Rod, any final thoughts before we let you go?
No, I'm good. I think I'm good.
All right, Brock, good luck on your senior year at Leo, and let's have a great football season.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Well, it was a great time getting to know these three student athletes, and as they get ready for a brand new year of high school sports. Noah Bontrager, one of the best in all of Indiana for cross country and track and field, and he's a name that you probably should know by now. And if you haven't, you will hear him soon, as Noah will be a very, very well-known athlete across the state of Indiana. And don't be surprised if you see him back in the state finals for both cross country and track and field. And I know here in the state of Indiana, we are definitely seeing a lot more of these athletes getting better and better each and every year. The talent level has just grown astronomically over the last 10 to 15 years. And as well as the international stage, seeing some of these kids being from Indiana and participating against the best competition in the world in the highest of states. most people don't have that privilege and opportunity to represent your country, the United States of America, to be a part of the best competition in the entire state, no matter what sport it is. And I know the track and field events have certainly grown a lot of popularity in terms of what the potential of these athletes can do. And you're definitely seeing the growth of the Olympics certainly having an impact on some of these individuals. Claire Foulk of Fremont was one we talked to earlier, and this is a Fremont team that has a special group of seniors coming into this year, whether it's volleyball, whether it's tennis, whether it's basketball, baseball, softball. Heck, you could even go far to track and field and wrestling. This is a good senior class coming into this season for Fremont High School. They have made history up to this point, and it looks certainly like they want to extend that run of making history at Fremont High School. It's a small school, so if you can make history at a school like that, you are forever remembered in a town like Fremont, Indiana. And then lastly, talking with Schott, one of the most highly anticipated players out of Indiana, college prospect, big, strong, talented young man out of Leo High School. Whatever he can do, whatever he sets his mind to it, he can do just about anything on the football field as a tight end and on defense as well. He is certainly a presence, and I think that's why you're seeing so much attention from a guy like Schott. Those type of players just do not come around very often at all. And when you do see one, the hype is certainly real, especially for Leo, Indiana, a city with a lot of history of football, a city with a lot of history of NFL players coming from Leo, and certainly a community with a history of successful sports. Before they came to Northeast State, they won a lot of championships representing the Allen County Athletic Conference. Leo certainly is a school with lots of history. And when they say that, they really mean it. And it's a blue-collar community, hardworking group of kids, hardworking group of individuals. So you know you're going to get their best effort each and every single day. And so we're looking forward to have a brand new year of high school sports. I'm excited to talk about Leo Bishop Lures. And for those that don't know, that will be the Northeast State game of the week in week 1. That will also be the ANEC game of the week. It's the game we will be hyping the most in week 1 because that you just don't get it very often. You don't get a lot of opportunities to play an SAC program, let alone playing the most successful SAC program, the most successful small school football program in IHSAA history. There's a lot of significance playing against Bishop Lures and playing at Lures Field of all places. So this is certainly going to be an exciting time for Leo fans out there who have enjoyed a plethora of success, including just last season going all the way to semi-state, coming up just short of reaching the state finals, falling to Northwood. And now Leo hopes to rekindle that magic and look to extend that success going into 2024. We will talk more about Northeast State football and break down the conference at a later date before the season starts. But that is all I have here for this week's episode of the ANEC Sports Podcast. Tune in next week where I will bring in a few more guests in to get ready for the new season. And before you know, we are going to have sports and sporting events each and every day. And the talk around the corner will certainly have legitimacy once we actually get events. So it has been a wonderful time for ANEC Sports to extend our work into the multimedia platform. And I know the writings will continue, but we will definitely have a restructuring in terms of how the content will be organized. So make it more versatile to put my work out there for everyone to see. And so that ANEC Sports has a large presence for the fans out there. If you made it to this video, congratulations. You're a great fan. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so. Let people know that the ANEC Sports is now on YouTube. We also have an audio version on Spotify. So if you like the audio version of this video, go ahead and like our Spotify channel if you want the audio version of these episodes, and we will hope to continue to do these at least most of every Sunday, unless it's a holiday or whatever, and we may do something from there. But that's it for me and for this episode. Thank you for tuning in. This is Sam Frick saying so long. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you for watching the ANEC Sports Podcast. Please like this video and like the page ANEC Sports on YouTube. Let people know that the ANEC Sports is on YouTube. Also like our Facebook page at Around the Northeast Corner and follow either Around the Northeast Corner and Sam Frick on Twitter/X. This has been an Around the Northeast Corner presentation.